Ancient Roman soldiers carried this plant into battle for endurance. Traditional Chinese medicine prescribed it for thousands of years. Then, in the 1920s, something strange happened. It suddenly disappeared from seed catalogs and was rebranded as a nuisance weed to be eradicated. The real reason: it grows wild in any soil, needs zero maintenance, and produces more nutrients per square foot than almost any vegetable you can buy. That made it impossible to package, patent, or profit from. Today, I am growing this forbidden plant in my backyard, and I am going to show you why it beats spinach by 300% in almost every nutrient category. Plus, I will prove it with my own side-by-side test. But the real reason they buried it is even more shocking than the nutrition. And it starts with something you probably did this morning without thinking. This plant has many names. In ancient Rome, they called it the endurance herb because soldiers chewed it before long marches. In traditional Asian medicine, it was prescribed for weak blood and low energy. Records show it was cultivated across 3 continents before the industrial age. Then came the 1920s. Seed companies were consolidating. They needed products that gardeners had to buy every single year. Hybrids, patented varieties, things that would not grow back on their own. This plant was a problem for them, because once you planted it, you never needed to buy seeds again. It spreads on its own, it survives drought, it laughs at poor soil. And here is where most gardeners get it wrong. They see this plant and they reach for the weed killer. I did that for 2 years, until I learned what the chemical companies do not want you to know. A 2022 study from the University of Arkansas tested this plant against common supermarket vegetables. The results were almost embarrassing for the vegetables: more iron, more calcium, more magnesium, more vitamin A. All from a pulp that grows in your backyard right now without you doing a single thing. So why is it called invasive? Because it grows where it wants. Because it does not ask permission. Because it refuses to die when you spray it. But maybe, just maybe, that is exactly what we need right now. Let me show you my test. On this side, I planted spinach from a packet I bought at Lowe's. Cost me $4. On this side, I let this weed grow naturally, zero cost. After 2 weeks, we had a heat wave. Temperatures hit 95 degrees in my Zone 7 garden. The spinach bolted. It turned bitter and went to seed. The weed, look at it, still green, still producing fresh leaves, still packed with nutrition. Here is the science. Spinach has deep roots, but not deep enough. This weed sends taproots down 3 feet or more. It pulls moisture from deep underground, while spinach is baking on the surface. That is not invasive behavior. That is survival intelligence. And the nutrition numbers are real. Per 100 grams, this plant contains approximately 4.5 milligrams of iron. Spinach has 2.7. That is almost 70% more. For calcium, this plant wins by an even bigger margin. Yet the USDA does not include it in any nutritional guide. But here is the twist. There is one downside. And if you do not handle it correctly, this plant can actually cause problems. I learned this the hard way after my first harvest. This plant contains oxalates, same as spinach, same as beets, but slightly higher concentration. If you eat it raw every day in large amounts, it can interfere with calcium absorption. The fix is simple. Boil it for 90 seconds and drain the water. That removes most of the oxalates. Now you have a superfood that outperforms almost anything in the produce section. This is the kind of practical knowledge the seed companies never put on their packets. So what do you do starting tomorrow? 3 simple steps. Step 1. Identify it correctly. Look for thick, fleshy leaves that feel like a succulent when you squeeze them. They are shaped like small paddles or teardrops. The stems are smooth and usually have a bright reddish or pink color. Unlike other weeds, the purslane does not have any hair on the stems, and it grows low to the ground in a circular pattern. If you are in USDA zones 3 through 10, it is probably ready growing somewhere on your property. Step 2. Harvest smart. Never pull the whole plant. Just pinch off the top 4 to 6 leaves. Leave the lower leaves and the root system intact. It will regrow in 2 to 3 weeks. One plant can feed you for months. Step 3. Prepare it properly. Rinse well. Boil for 90 seconds. Drain, then use it anywhere you would use spinach, omelets, soups, smoothies. Say, it freezes well too, so you can stop right during peak growing season. And the biggest mistake people make, they try to control it. They try to contain it in one perfect row. This plant does not like being controlled. Let it roam a little. Let it fill the empty corners of your garden. It will reward you with more food than any fancy hybrid seed ever could. Here is what I have learned after 3 years of growing this forgotten plant. The system did not bury it because it is dangerous. The system buried it because it is free. Because it grows without permission. Because it reminds us that abundance does not have to come from a store. You have been walking past free food your whole life without knowing it. Now, you know. What you do with that knowledge is up to you. Next week, I'm going to show you how to turn this plant into a liquid fertilizer that makes every vegetable in your garden grow twice as fast. It is a trick the old-timers used before chemical fertilizers existed. If this video opened your eyes, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell. Share it with a gardener friend who is still pulling out the good stuff, and leave a comment telling me what plant you want me to test next. See you in the next one.